to stop what you're doing and listen.
Hello and welcome to episode 75. I am MOSH, and this is the end. The final episode of the podcast. The first thing I want to bring up is Airbud. So a few weeks ago, I randomly gave a shout out to Airbud, and then this past Friday, ESPN decided to show Airbud. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you copying me? Like, how random is that? I give Airbud a shout out, and then out of nowhere, ESPN decides to just show the movie on TV. Come on. But I'm glad a bunch of people got to see the movie. It's a phenomenal 1997 classic film about a boy and his dog that play basketball together. It got trending on Twitter. I saw some people hating on it. Those people gotta go. Those are the same people that think 6ix9ine makes good music, and you can't reason with idiots. If they knew the actual meaning of the movie, maybe they could learn a lesson from it. It's about a boy who is lost. He gets bullied. He doesn't know where to go in life. He's depressed. And then he meets a dog. And the dog brings out the best in the boy. The boy doesn't get bullied anymore. The boy's happy. The boy gets to be the boy he always wanted to be. Thanks to Buddy the dog, who does his own stunts, by the way. Rest in peace, Buddy. Anyway, I just thought it was weird that I gave Airbud a shout out, and then, boom, it's being shown on TV. I keep having this weird vision of me sitting in a chair wearing a turtleneck. I've never worn a turtleneck before, and I never will, so I don't know why this vision keeps popping in my head, but it's kind of disturbing. Now, I want to clear something up from last week. Last week's episode was about the Black Lives Matter movement, which feels like I recorded it 2 weeks ago. It doesn't even feel like it's been a week. It feels like it's been longer. Anyway, I want to clarify the rap part a little bit more. Actually, before I do that, I have no issues being wrong about things. Like, I can admit when I'm wrong. I don't have this giant ego that needs to be fueled. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to throw temper tantrums. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Last week, I called out Kanye West for not speaking up. And the other day, he donated millions of dollars to the victims' families. So, good on him. That was very nice, very kind. And I'm glad he did that. He shut me up and he proved me wrong. Alright, now into the rap part. All I'm saying is that modern rap is not a good representation of black people. It's misleading in a way. And I'm talking about these terrible rappers. Always talking about money and drugs, and they got their faces all tatted up. Like those guys. I know there's good rappers out there. Not talking about them. And they misrepresent a community because of stereotypes. People that aren't around black people a lot will see those music videos and be like, oh, I guess that's how they act. People that live in rural areas or just predominantly white or whatever, they'll see the music videos and think that's what it is. Everything's just based on stereotypes. And I don't like that. I don't like that for rap. And it happens in metal as well. The stereotype is people think of death metal vocals with black metal image, which are two completely different things. You do have black and death metal, but that's something else. But that's such a misrepresentation of metal because death metal and black metal are so small compared to the overall genre and everything it has to offer. Like, those genres are in the underground. They're never going to hit mainstream success. So that's a misrepresentation of what metal has to offer. Metal has like 52 subgenres, and I'm not even exaggerating that. There's something for everyone in metal. But people go right to the stereotypes and think that's what it is when it's not. A misrepresentation. That is why these like SoundCloud rappers make rap look bad. And I think they gotta go. They gotta go to the underground. They can still exist, but they can't be mainstream. A new era of rap's gotta come in. A cleansing has to happen. And it starts with the fans. The fans need to boost up the good rappers. Give them the fame. Give them the spotlight. And the other problem with rap fans is they have such a short attention span. Someone will drop a really good album or a really good song with a great message, and they'll listen to it for a week or a month. And then after that, they just stop talking about it. And it's like, why? If it's really good, keep promoting it. Keep talking about it. Don't just move on to the next thing so quickly. It's like people only want to listen to the next big thing. What's trendy? What's cool to listen to? Like, if you want to act like rap's a lifestyle, then make it that way. Jumping to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing isn't a lifestyle. It's just what's popular. bad influence. You got people who are like turning 18 and getting face tattoos thinking they're going to be the next big rapper. That's not good. What's the worst thing an 18-year-old metal fan does? Grow their hair out? Woo, that's going to ruin their life. Then you got songs, they're pushing Xanax in your face, fentanyl, whatever, all that garbage. Like, come on. What are you doing? We come from two different worlds. That's all I'm trying to say. A lot of modern rappers are a bad representation. They're a bad influence on the black community. That's it. Of course, I will always recommend that people listen to rock and metal, but it's a hard thing to do because there's so much to it, and you can't just jump in. You gotta have like entry-level bands, entry-level songs. Especially if you come from the rap world or the pop world or whatever world you come from. A lot of the bands I talk about on here for the past year and a half are not entry-level bands, especially recently. A big reason why I listen to the music I do listen to right now is because of Linkin Park. So Linkin Park is a great start. The first two albums, Hybrid Theory and Meteora, you cannot go wrong there. Linkin Park was like a gateway band for me, so my parents listened to rock and metal. That's where I heard it first, and that's when I liked it. But I was listening to older stuff from the 80s, 90s, even 70s. But Linkin Park was that modern day band that kind of bridged everything together for me. So first two Linkin Park albums are great. A band I promoted throughout all of last year, Fever 333, they combine rap and rock together. Their album is very relevant to what is happening today. I'll actually put a link to that album in the description, and they have released a new song called Supremacy, which is very good. This is a song that I think just about anyone can enjoy. It's pretty much just rap and pop. He raps the verses and sings the choruses. There's not really any rock elements to it. So if you're a rap fan, you'll like it. If you're a rock fan, I think you could still like it. Electronic, whatever. It's one of those songs, and of course it's about current times. Put a link to that in the description as well. So definitely check them out. Another good song to check out could be Popular Monster by Falling in Reverse, where again it kind of combines rap and rock together. Not all of their songs are like that, but this one is at least. Put a link to that in the description as well. I'm gonna have a lot of links in the description. I'm gonna have to write these down so I don't forget. Another band that I just want to give a shout out to would be Tetrarch. Their lead guitarist is a black woman, which you never ever see. So shout out to them and shout out to her. Put a link to one of their songs in the description as well. Like, there's just so much to digest. I mean, where do you really even start? I don't know. I have to make like a beginner's guide or something. Another thing you could do is watch reaction channels. A lot of people that haven't listened to rock or metal before do reactions to songs, so you can watch those and just kind of try to feed off their energy or just get their thoughts. I don't know. A lot of people think every metal song has screaming in it, which is not true at all. The best way I can tell people to understand the screaming or to tolerate it is to think that that is you. You have to imagine that you're the vocalist and you're the one that's screaming. So you're getting your anger out just by listening to the song. They are releasing your anger for you so that you don't have to do it in real life. You don't have to snap at someone. You don't have to get violent at someone if you're that way. In your head, you scream along to the song, and that's how you release your anger. People think listening to angry music makes you angry, but it's actually quite the opposite. And if you can find a song with relatable lyrics, which is not hard to do because of the way these people write their songs, that just makes it even better. It's pretty therapeutic, but people don't want to give anything a chance because stereotypes. I think that's just about it on that. I mean, I've probably said it before. I could talk about music forever, but I eventually need to stop myself at some point. So I hope that cleared things up a little bit more. I just want to see a positive influence in the rap community. Everyone loves music. We need positive influence. Alright, I'm going to move on to gaming. I have like nothing this week. Well, PlayStation Plus free games for June. Call of Duty World War II returned to one of history's most devastating conflicts and the inspiration for the blockbuster action FPS series. Join a brotherhood of ordinary fighting men as they struggle to preserve freedom in the gripping story campaign, or team up with friends in online multiplayer and fight across iconic World War II locations. According to Charlie Intel, if you download this, you get 1100 free COD points. I don't know if that's true or not, so it couldn't hurt to try. And the COD points are put on your account, which you can use on different games. So if you want to download this, get 1100 free COD points, then pop in Modern Warfare. You can use it on that game, if I'm not mistaken. Because my COD points from Black Ops 4 transferred to Modern Warfare, so I'm pretty sure it transfers. But it'll take you about 6 hours to download if you're lucky, because it's quite a big game. So, is it worth it? I don't know. Do whatever you want. Next up is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Come face to face with some of the Star Wars franchise's fan favorite heroes and villains in this stirring single player campaign and intense 40-player online battles. Pilot your favorite starfighter against vast squadrons of enemy spacecraft or prove your worth on the ground in vivid gun and lightsaber battles. What else do we got for gaming? Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn. I said it was going to be on sale for the Days of Play event, which it is, but it isn't. So I guess the digital version isn't on sale, but the physical is. I don't know if that's a mistake. Maybe they've changed it since then. I haven't checked. But putting the physical version on sale, not the digital, just doesn't make any sense to me. Because if you're selling it at a retailer, the retailer takes a percentage of the earnings. So if it's already on sale, you're losing money, and then the retailer takes more of that money. So you're making less. But if you sell it digitally through your own store, there's no retailer, so you cut the middleman out, and you make more money. Now, I'm not a business major, but that doesn't make sense to me. Why on earth would you make the physical version on sale and not the digital version? Like, what? But again, maybe it was a mistake and it's been changed. I haven't checked. What else is going on in gaming? The PS5 event got postponed because of the protests. People got mad about that. It's not that big of a deal, but gamers are going to be gamers. Sorry, children are going to be children. Like, I'm a PlayStation fanboy and it did not bother me that it got postponed. If I can deal with it, then other people should be able to deal with it. But then again, I'm also not a racist, so I understand that there are some things that are more important than life than video games. And then they're going to say, oh, well, I need a distraction. You don't need a distraction. What's going on right now is a big deal. This is a human rights deal. It's very big. The protests have been going on for, what, like 2 weeks? And they're not stopping? Like, these protests are getting bigger. You think after a few days they'd be getting smaller. They're either the same size or getting bigger. This is different. Black Lives Matter protests in the past were not on the scale like this. This is different. There's something in the air right now. If there was ever a time to pay attention and be involved, right now would be that time. So don't worry about your dinky little video games. What else? Oh, a short little teaser went out for Twisted Metal Black remake. That got me pretty excited. And then I found out it's being made by fans. So it's not official. Apparently they're going to pitch it to Sony though, which means it's going to get shut down. That is a ballsy move, because you're making Sony aware of the project. And they're not going to let it fly. So unless they're just trolling. Apparently it was in the Twisted Metal Discord. I'm not going to hold my breath though. And then another rumor going around is that Bloodborne Remastered is a thing. It will be shown at the PS5 event, or was supposed to be shown at the PS5 event. It will be on PS5 and PC, which is going to make people mad. Because, you know, they don't like when their exclusives go to PC. So that's going to be a big deal when that gets revealed. And apparently Bluepoint is helping make it. Why remake Demon Souls when you can remaster Bloodborne, right? I think that's just about it for gaming. I don't know. There's some other little things, but I just don't really feel like talking about them. I don't really feel like it. This is the last episode of the podcast, okay? I'm already 1 foot out the door. Let's just get it over with and spend the next 8 years editing it one last time. Let's move on to music. I was going to talk about this last week, but, last week's episode was a little different, so I'll talk about it this week. And that is the death of Paul Gray, the bassist of Slipknot. He died 10 years ago, May 24th. It's just crazy to think it's been 10 years. He was one of the founding members of the band. Very, very important songwriter for them. And he was kind of the glue that kind of held the band together. We will, of course, keep his memory alive. But yeah, it's just crazy that it's been a decade. We have a brand new song from Alpha Wolf called Akudama. Actually, the next three things I'm going to talk about are interesting. So, in the lyrics to this song, he says something like, "I'm suffocating, say my name." And then Make Them Suffer is going to release a new song soon called Bones. And the opening line is, "I can't breathe." And then Currents released their new album. And on the final song, Better Days, he says, "Suffocating, can't breathe." To have these three songs drop right now during these times, especially when George Floyd was saying, "I can't breathe." Suffocating, say my name. Everyone at the protests, say his name, say his name. Currents, suffocating, can't breathe. Make Them Suffer, I can't breathe. It's a little crazy. All these songs were written and recorded months ago. They didn't just slap these together. The timing of all of it is just interesting. So I'll put a link to the Akudama song. It's pretty good. It's pretty in your face, aggressive, but that's Alpha Wolf, that's Australia, that's what you get. The Make Them Suffer song's not out yet, so I can't link that in the description. And then Currents, I'm going to do an album review on right now. Currents released their new album, The Way It Ends, on June 5th, 2020. The band consists of Brian Wiley on vocals. I think that's how you say his last name. I'm not entirely sure. We're just going to call him the Wiley Coyote. Chris Wiseman on guitar, Ryan Castaldi on guitar, Christian Polgarin on bass, and Matt Young on drums. And they hail from the state of Connecticut. The first song is called Never There. It's the intro track, and it references their previous album in the lyrics, The Place I Feel Safest. And then you also have the artwork references, how part of The Way It Ends artwork can be seen in The Place I Feel Safest artwork. So that ties together. And actually, the lyrics all kind of tie together. There's like a common theme on this album. Most of the songs deal with different topics, but there's a theme to it, which I will get to later. And I'm pretty sure the first couple of guitar notes in the song are the same as the first couple of notes in the last song, Better Days. I'm pretty sure they're the same notes. If they're not the same notes, then they're very, very close. And again, that's another way, like, you can tie in the beginning of this album with the end of it. So that's cool. The next song is A Flag to Wave, and I wish Never There led into this song, but it doesn't. Like, if it would have had a smooth transition right into this song. This song is about being lost and always yearning for something. And then a great way to end the song, leading into a breakdown with "So trade a number for your name and drown in misery." Next song after that is Poverty of Self, and this is just straight up the heaviest song on the album. And the lyrics on this album are really great. I have no complaints at all. Musicianship is really, really good. The boys, they're just holding it down. What else would you expect from them? I gotta bring up one part of the lyrics though, because he says, "The classes separate, watching as the guillotine swings." But the first time I heard this song, instead of guillotine, I thought he said deity. So I was like, the classes separate, watching as the deity swings. That's pretty metal. I mean, a guillotine swinging is pretty metal too, but a deity swinging? Whoa. So I've officially changed the lyric from guillotine to deity, and you can't unhear it once you listen to it. And of course, the end of the song. Can Brian get any lower? Find out next time. Monsters. The singing is great. The singing is great on all of the songs too. Love Brian's singing. The guitars, and of course, when Brian delivers that, that's the best. I'm not even going to try that ever again. That's the best you're going to get. If you just listen to the song if you want to know what I'm talking about. But the way he did it was nasty. And I love it.
I gave you everything!
You got a guitar solo? I mean, come on. Monsters, great song. The electronic sounds on this album are good. They're not overdone, they're not overbearing, they're in the right spots, and they add to the songs that they're in a very nice way. I respect that. Second Skin, not Third Skin, not Foreskin, but Second Skin. Best chorus, best song. The song will never get old. And that's the end of the story. Enough said, moving on. How I Fall Apart is a dark song lyrically. There's quite a few dark moments on this album. I love the little piano that they added in. That was nice. Better Days is the last song. It's got a juicy chorus. It can compete with Second Skin, but Second Skin is still better. I love the choruses where Brian goes for it when he sings. Like, he just belts it out. They just sound so good. So keep doing that, buddy. I don't know why I called him buddy. He's my buddy. And the lyrics, we spiraled downward endlessly. So this is where you kind of connect everything. So the artwork is a storm or a whirlpool, whatever you want to make it out to be. And it spirals. You're going downward in a spiral. So that connects the artwork. And the way it connects the lyrics is because if each song does deal with a different topic, the overall theme is that the person in the song is in a downward spiral. They're going out of control. So different topics, same theme. It all works together. The beginning, the end, the cover art, it all comes together as one in a neat little package. Little package, big sound. I don't know what that meant. This album kind of lost me a little bit in the middle. The songs are still good. I still enjoy them very much. I just think some of the other songs are a little bit better. But vocally, musically, lyrically, this album's fantastic. I think I do like it more than the previous album. Although that one is fantastic too. Also, shout out to Chris. He is not only in Currents, but he's in Shadow of Intent as well. So he's one of the best metalcore bands and one of the best deathcore bands. That's pretty coolio. So with that said, I will give this album a rock solid 9 out of 10. I will put links in the description if you would like to listen to the album. I highly recommend it. And that is The Way It Ends by Currents. Alright, so before we get to the weekly pick, I'm going to do something out of left field right now. Don't act like I forgot in a previous episode that I would talk about toothpicks. This is the final episode, so don't mind if I do. A toothpick is a small, thin stick of wood, plastic, bamboo, metal, bone, or other substance with at least one and sometimes two pointed ends to insert between teeth to remove detritus, usually after a meal. Toothpicks are also used for festive occasions to hold or spear small appetizers like cheese cubes or olives, or as a cocktail stick, and can be decorated with plastic frills or small paper umbrellas or flags. Known in all cultures, the toothpick is not just the oldest instrument for dental cleaning, but predates the arrival of early modern humans for the skulls of Neanderthals, as well as Homo sapiens, show clear signs of teeth picked with a tool. Toothpicks made of bronze have been found as burial objects in prehistoric graves in northern Italy and in the East Alps. In 1986, researchers in Florida discovered the 7,500-year-old remains of ancient Native Americans and discovered small grooves between many of the molar teeth. One of the researchers, Justin Martin of Concordia University, Wisconsin, said the enamel on teeth is quite tough, so they must have used the probes quite rigorously to make the grooves. There are delicate artistic examples of silver in antiquity as well as from mastic wood with the Romans. In the 17th century, toothpicks were luxury objects and, like jewelry, were artfully stylized using precious metal and set with expensive stones. The first toothpick manufacturing machine was developed in 1869 by Mark Signorello. Another was patented in 1872 by Silas Noble and J.P. Cooley. Wooden toothpicks are cut from birch wood. Logs are first spiral cut into thin sheets, which are then cut, chopped, milled, and bleached to lighten into the individual toothpicks. Plastic toothpicks, also called dental picks, are still made in America in Georgia by Armands Manufacturing. The Mayo Clinic recommends using a dental pick in lieu of a wooden toothpick to clean one's teeth, as they can clean more effectively and one does not risk injuring the gums. Nowadays, other means of dental hygiene are preferred, such as dental floss, toothbrushes, and oral irrigators. And there is your little history lesson on toothpicks. Thank you to Wikipedia. Alright, on to the weekly pick of the week. This week I am recommending a live stream from Fever 333. They did a stream, played about an hour-long set. Like I said, their album is relevant to what is happening right now. The vocalist is very outspoken about it, as he is biracial. His dad is black and his mom is white. So they just play some songs and he talks about things. They have screens set up. The way they use the screens are really good. And I have to say that the first part of the first song is messed up. The stream just, I don't know, dropping frames, glitching out, doing whatever it does. But after that, it's completely fine. So, beginning of the first song, a little wonky, but good to go after that. Put a link to that in the description as well. And they're a pretty energetic band. Like, if you watch any of their live performances, they go for it. Definitely a band to see live if you can ever get the chance to do so. Actually, you should see any rock or metal band live if you get the chance to do so. It's a good time. It's safe. It's a safe environment. That's another stereotype. People think you're going to get like killed or something in a mosh pit. You're not. I've been to so many shows and I've not seen one incident. There's white people. Well, of course there's white people there. It'd be kind of weird if there wasn't. Bunch of white people, black people, Native Americans are there, Hispanics are there because of where I live. Everyone gets along. No issues. The only time you'll ever see an incident is if someone's drunk and they're just a bad drunk. Other than that, everyone's cool. You're not going to get thrown into a mosh pit. No one's going to do that to you. You don't have to be in one if you don't want to be in one. You just get away from it. And mosh pits aren't even that bad. People think there's going to be flailing arms and legs and you're going to get socked in the face. It's not going to happen. If you're at a hardcore show, maybe. But at a rock or metal show, it's probably not going to happen. And there are rules to a pit. If someone gets knocked down, you stop what you're doing and you pick them up so that they don't get stomped on, trampled, stampeded. And you watch out for any girls that might be in there and you try to protect them. Although if it's a hardcore show, you might have to protect the guys because some of those hardcore girls are insane. They will mess you up. Alright, time for the weird story of the week. I gotta end it with Florida. There's just no other way. A man was arrested because he penetrated a pony. He had sex with a miniature horse. Okay, is that what you want to hear? I said it. Are you happy? After major crimes detectives took 21-year-old Nicholas Anthony Sardo into custody, they say he confessed to the crime. He's charged with 4 counts of engaging in bestiality and is being held on $4,000 bond. A witness came forward and told detectives that she had seen Sardo in the act with a pony named Jackie G in a pasture on a family member's property 3 days earlier. Yo, I'm sorry, Jackie G, the mini horse. You don't deserve this. Another witness who also reported seeing the act said she approached Sardo and he immediately admitted what he had done. Sardo told detectives that he did it with the pony 4 times during the course of a week and that he used a condom each time because he didn't want to get a disease from the pony. Okay, yeah, that's alright. He also told the detectives he knew he was wrong for what he did and that he was a sick man. Sardo's family members own the pony and it's currently under their care. Stipulations of Sardo's future contact with the pony could be determined by a judge in the near future. What other way to end it than by that? So, thank you so much for listening. I will have links in the description to quite a few things. I hope I can remember all of the links I need to put in there. So check out all the music that I recommended, weekly pick, my stuff, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, always on there. And with that said, I will talk to you next. I will not talk to you next week. Because as of right now, the podcast is officially on hiatus.